It's Marilyn from Marilyn Dishes. I'm going to make a Lazy Dazy cake. It's a white cake made in a square pan, and then it's baked for 30 minutes, and it's topped with a coconut topping, coconut, brown sugar. It's so delicious. The topping is broiled until it's brown and crispy. The first time I had this cake was, I was just a kid. I was like under 8 years old. So it's an old favorite of mine. The recipe's been on the blog for a while, but I just thought we should revisit it and make a video. So here we go. The first thing we do for this cake is warm up half a cup of milk and some butter. We'll melt the butter in that milk and bring it up to a simmer. Don't boil it, but just to a simmer. We're gonna turn the heat off and just let that sit for a bit while we get the rest of the cake together. If your milk warms up faster than it takes to melt the butter, just turn off the heat and stir it around and the butter will melt in the warmed milk. Prepare your baking dish. I just spray it with cooking spray really quickly. Next, combine your flour, your baking powder, and salt together. It's a cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. Whisk that together and set it aside. Next, we're going to mix the eggs. Just 2 eggs. Beat them up a little bit. Add the sugar. That's 1 cup of sugar. 2 eggs, 1 cup of sugar. Mix it well. Then we're going to add the flour to this, and then we're going to pour the hot milk in. So there we go. This is a very, very quick cake recipe. Mix this up. It's quite thick right now. I'm going to get a spatula out just to scrape down the edges. I love this whisk because if you open it up, it's a whisk. Can you see that? But then if you close it, it's more like a spoon. So I really love this. Combine it. You can see picking up all the dry flour, and it's very thick. I'm going to go grab the hot milk. Here it is. Pour it in. Just going to set this aside. And gently, because you don't want to splash that milk all over the place, mix it together. There we go. You can see it's coming together. I'll open this up to whisk it a little bit more now. There, you can see it's really well combined now. Okay, I'm just going to pour this. Also, this is great because it cleans out any batter that's left in the whisk part. Just gonna get some of the extra batter off. Make sure it's all mixed from the bottom. And pour it into the prepared pan. I'm gonna put it in a preheated 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. And while that's baking, we're going to make the topping. Luckily, I checked the recipe because I had mismeasured the brown sugar. I put half a cup of brown sugar, but it's 5 tablespoons. So for the topping, it's 5 tablespoons of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. 2 tablespoons of milk, teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to give that a mix. Add the coconut and mix it. Well, this isn't the best thing to mix it with, so I'm going to get a spatula. It will be good. Then we'll just set this aside, and when the cake is done, we'll put it on. And when I take the cake out of the oven, I'm going to put the oven onto broil to preheat the broil. You just mix it up, keep mixing until all of the coconut is coated with the brown sugar mixture. Okay, just about done. It's nice because the cake doesn't take too long, 30 minutes. That's really fast for a cake. Okay. The cake's out of the oven, and here's the topping we made before. I've washed my hands, and I'm just gonna sprinkle the topping on this hot cake. Trying to get it as evenly as I can. Just do it really quick. And it melts once it gets under the broiler. And I'm just gonna pop it under the broiler. But you have to watch it really carefully because it burns quickly. So it doesn't take very long. Here's the cake out of the broiler, and look, I just about burnt it. I took a phone call, which was not the best idea. So it's a little brown, but it'll still be good. At least I didn't burn the whole top. Let the cake cool before you cut into it. And the recipe will be on my blog, MarylandDishes.com. I can't wait anymore. So let's have a look at this cake. Oh yeah, that's it. It's a little warm, but boy, is that ever good. I hope you decide to give this a try.